welcome back to my channel. Today's video is my Christmas home decor tour. I have so much good stuff to show you guys, so I just want to jump right in. If you have not seen my Christmas decorate with me video, I recommend watching that one first, just because I have made some changes and you will just get additional Christmas decor inspiration. So that one is going to be linked down below. If you love Christmas decor or just home decor in general, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you do not miss any of my videos. And let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so let's just walk right into the main living space of my house. This is the first stop here. I just have this closet door and I love this brick look, but the closet door with the brick just kind of needs to be broken up with some color. So I added this flocked wreath that I got from Walmart this year. And then I also added some really affordable bells that I found at Tuesday Morning, and I just thought it gave it a really cute like farmhouse look. If you're interested in how I achieved this faux brick look, it was so affordable, very time consuming, but I do have a tutorial up on my channel that I will leave linked down below. It's always a conversation piece whenever anyone comes over and they just can't believe that it's not real and that it's something that I was able to do myself. So I will leave that video linked below if you are interested. Sleepy puppy adds a nice cozy vibe. All right, so here is our living room area. I will go into more detail and let you guys know where I got everything from in this video, but first I'm just gonna tour us around the house. This is one of my favorite spaces to decorate in our house, just this main accent wall. This wall is one of the first things you notice when you walk into our house, so I always keep it nicely decorated and I always change it up for each season. Here's another shot of the living room. Kitchen, obviously, which I have also decorated for Christmas. This dining room area is always challenging lighting wise to get on here, but I will get some good shots of it for you guys. Okay, so I'm just gonna tour you guys around and show you kind of how I decorated for Christmas and where I got everything from, and just try to answer any of your questions that I saw in the Decorate With Me video that I posted and will have linked down below. When we built this house, one of the upgrades that I needed to have was this railing. If you didn't get the railing, it was just a piece of drywall, and I always just dreamed of decorating a railing really pretty for Christmas. So this is ours this year and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I added a couple things since my Decorate With Me video that I'll show you guys. So the garland itself is from Walmart. I got it for like $13, so affordable. It came flocked, and I also used these Garland Clips. I don't know if you can see, but I've talked about them in a few of my videos that I also found at Target. They were really cheap and they worked wonders for hanging garland because it can be such a pain. So I just used those little garland clips to hang the greenery up, and then I just strung some of these fairy lights that I got from Target. I like them because they came on this copper wire and they're also on a timer, so it's really just easy. They come on and turn off all on their own. And then the other thing I recently added is this garland that I found at Hobby Lobby a couple years ago. They may still have it or something like it, but I just thought it gave like a cute whimsical look to this area, so I just kind of strung it on top. And then our table down here, this is just our little sofa end table. I just keep some of my favorite like decor books and magazines down there. And then these are just some vintage books that I always decorate with. And on top, I have my vintage typewriter that I got for our wedding, which I just love decorating with. And then I found these vintage Christmas music paper in a bundle from Vintage Market Days, so I just kind of used it all over my house, which you'll see. And this is actually an ornament that I believe I found at Michael's or Hobby Lobby quite a few years ago, but I'm so sad because I cannot find any more of those. I think I have 3 total, but I wish I had a ton because I would use them all over my tree, and I just wish they would come out with those. If you guys have seen them anywhere, let me know, because I am such a fan of this like little book style writing, and I just think it's so pretty. And then we just have this wooden star that you guys have seen in my other videos. It kind of just travels around, so I just have it here. And then over here is this DIY Pottery Barn inspired birchwood tree, which I have a tutorial on that I will have linked down below. So I just thought that area came together really well and everything looked pretty good together in that corner. And then on my couch, I kept the accent pillow pretty simple. This one's from Hobby Lobby. It was not part of their Christmas decor for whatever reason, even though it's like this muted red and white stripe, but you can still get it for 40% off. And then over here, I have our Christmas bucket list, which was another DIY from this year. I will have that linked down below, but I just think that's a really cute wall piece to have over here. And then recently we redid this entire wall. It was just a plain big wall, but we had someone come out and actually build this faux fireplace, add these nice storage benches and all of these shelves and the mantle. So this is the first time I've really had to decorate them, and I had so much fun doing so. So let me just kind of walk you through what everything is over here. I really wanted this area to feel cozy, so I'm just using some accent pillows. This one, it's the most wonderful time of the year. I got it Vintage Market Days, and I also got this reindeer feed at Vintage Market Days as well. I think it's so cute, and it comes with actual hay inside that has some sparkles in it, so I thought it was just perfect to put over here. We'll probably put our milk and cookies right over there on Christmas Eve, so I just think this little nook looks very cozy, and I achieved that look using pillows and throw blankets and things like that. And onto the shelves. If you watched my Decorate With Me video, you may remember that a lot of these trees and especially the houses were up on the mantle as more of a village up there, and I decided to move them so I can add this real garland to our mantle. Plus I think moving the village from the mantle onto the shelves just kind of helped fill these shelves out a little bit more. So most of the things on this shelf are from Hobby Lobby. This tree is from Hobby Lobby. This faux birch wood candle stand, I think it is from Hobby Lobby. This little house was from Hobby Lobby with their fall decor. This big one is. These 2 houses are from the Target dollar spot, and these little deer I found at a vintage shop. I just think they are so adorable. They were handmade, and they're made out of these old vintage book pages, and I just think they're so cute. And then I just have a lot of other bottle brush trees. Some are from Hobby Lobby, some are from the Target dollar spot. This silver candlestick was from Hobby Lobby, and I tried to just keep everything kind of a neutral silvery white color scheme. So then the shelf up above it is more of like an off-white cream color going on, and I found those bottle brush trees at Hobby Lobby and just love them so much. So I picked up this matching candlestick holder. It's very vintagey looking. That was also from Hobby Lobby, and I just kind of staggered those and then layered them next to this vintage corbel I have. Actually, it's not really vintage. It looks vintage, but it's from TJ Maxx. I think it was like $10. And then I just added some books, and all of those things were very similar colored, so that shelf came together really nice. And then on top, I just did a really simple like pine and pine cone garland that I found at the Target dollar spot this year. So that is those 3 shelves, and then for the 3 on the other side, I pretty much just recreated the same thing. There are a little bit of differences in there, like for example, on this shelf I didn't have another corbel or old book set, so I just used some candlesticks. I used the same garland on that top shelf, and then down here pretty much everything is the same, except I did add those little antlers over there. And on the mantle itself, I'll show you what I did. It is actually real garland that I found from Trader Joe's. I've been waiting for this stuff to come out, and I will say it is very messy to put up. I have some in our dining room as well that I'll show you, but I love the fresh pine scent, and I just love using real garland when I can. So on each side of the mantle, I added just 3 kind of tiered down candlesticks to add some height. And then I went ahead and added more of these twinkle lights, the same ones that are on my staircase from Target. I added them to the mantle just to give it an extra pop. And then I just took a cranberry pick that I got at Hobby Lobby for like $3 and just kind of separated some of the branches and then used them sporadically through here just to give an extra pop of color. Our stockings are from Target. They have them every single year, which is good because I need to pick up another one for our baby girl who is due in January. And I hung them up with thumbtacks. I pretty much hang every light item up in my house with thumbtacks because they're so easy and they do not leave a big mark. So I do get questions about how I hang things a lot, and 9 times out of 10, unless the item is really heavy, I will just use a thumbtack. And then the last thing I did to finish off the mantle was I found these really pretty antique bells that came on a garland from Hobby Lobby, and I just again used some thumbtacks and I used them to string them along the base of the mantle, and I just thought it gave it like a good vintage vibe. And then down here I just put a little basket with some Christmas books. If you guys did not see my DIY tutorial where I made this wooden piece, it's just like a fireplace insert that I made for the holidays. I thought these stars looked very like farmhouse Christmassy. As you can see, this piece just comes out and is just kind of leaned in on this wall. I will have that video linked down below if you want to see how I made it, but I think it just completes this space and gives it such a nice cozy feel. And then this tree I loved because it's flocked just like our main tree over here, and they just kind of play off of each other well. And I also like that it came in this basket. This is a threshold item from Target. And then tucked away over here in between our tree and the fireplace, I just have this little DIY that I made that will be coming to my channel soon, and a throw blanket that I found at Joann Fabrics. And here's our tree. We got this flock tree from Michael's this year. I love it. It's so pretty. It came pre-lit and flocked and all that stuff. It is a little messy like every flocked tree is to set up, but I really like it. We still don't have our star on top yet, so that's not completed. And I'm kind of still playing around with how I want to decorate it for Christmas, but this is kind of the vibe that I'm going for. I used more of those vintage music notes to just kind of fill in any empty spaces. I found these really pretty sparkly stars at Michael's. And then I love to use little styrofoam balls instead of real glass ornaments, just because I have a 4-year-old and pets, so that just makes it a little safer. And then I just have little sprigs of cranberries in here to add some touches of red. And oh, I also used this thick yarn as well. I thought that added a really nice little touch to it and went well with the flocked color of our tree. And then our tree skirt is one of those tin ones, and I got it from Hearth and Hand like 2 years ago, I want to say. So right next to the tree, I sat this wooden lantern that I found at Vintage Market Days. I wasn't sure if I was going to keep this out on the porch or not, so I just set it over here, and then I ended up really liking how it looked. So I think I'm going to keep it here, and I put one of our old tree toppers on there just to give it an extra little pop. So that's where I have that for now, and I think it looks really cute. And on our main couch, I kept it really simple. I just have these black and white checkered pillows on here that I've had on since the fall. They're just simple, neutral, and cute. Then I have this pretty throw that I found from Walmart. It was only like $15, but it's this pretty snow leopard color. And then over here on our coffee table, I found this little wooden box from Michael's, and then these 3 different trees were each less than $5 from Walmart. All right, so moving on to this table over here. I love how this turned out, and I love that it's kind of like the first thing you see when you get into our house to kind of set the vibe of everything else. My favorite piece of decor I bought this year was this big "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" sign. I got it at Kirkland's, and they had a 30% off like friends and family deal going on, so I got it for right around $37, I believe. It was originally $52, but honestly I loved it so much I probably would have paid full price. And then I just draped this DIY jingle bell garland around here, and I thought it just gave it a nice touch and just finished off that area nice. And then moving down here, I have these 3 FAUX trees that were at the Target dollar spot this year, and I found this at TJ Maxx a couple years ago. This little cloche was from Hearth and Hand, and all of the bottle brush trees were from the Target dollar spot this year. I found this big star at TJ Maxx, and I still see them from time to time, so if you like it, it might still be there. They have different like styles and sizes as well. And then the tree behind it was also a TJ Maxx find from a couple years ago. I liked how thin and tall it was, and it had a little bit of shimmer but not too much. And down here I have this really cool piece, which was a vintage find, on top of this book set that I also made. It says "Let It Snow." I really tried to play off the white silver vibe in this area, and I really love how it turned out. And then down here I just have a vintage lantern, some birchwood branches with a little holiday pick with like berries and pine cones and a little bit of flocking. And then I just have an antique crate with a scarf and a tobacco basket and another piece of Christmas greenery right in there, and that just kind of completes this space. And like I said, I'm really happy with how it turned out this year. So our dining room is a really tricky area to get. I'm gonna try to get better shots after the sun goes down. So on the table here, I just have some garland that I got from Michael's, some candlesticks. The candlestick holders are from the Target dollar spot this year. And then I just have a vintage sleigh on here with just some various glasses that I found from the Dollar Tree with some real greenery that I actually found around our neighborhood. It's like this type of pine, and so I figured it would work perfect for this area. So I'm happy with how our little dining room area turned out for Christmas. I did have a couple other ideas which I shared in a video, which I will have linked below, but I do like this, and I like the garland around the window, even though you can't see it. All right, so now on to my kitchen area. I usually leave this place pretty clutter-free, but for the holidays, I kind of spice things up a little bit, so I'll show you how I decorated in here. This little wall next to my pantry, I always have this mug holder on the wall, and then this vintage sign. The sign is from Michael's. I don't know if they still have it anymore, but that's where I got it a couple years ago. And then I just put some Ray Dunn Christmas mugs, other ones are just regular, and then this little wreath that I got at Michael's. And these 2 little stockings are from the Target dollar spot, and then I just put some vintage music paper in there, and this is another one of those ornaments that I wish I could find, so I just kind of used it there. And then I made this bottle brush tree DIY, which could be used a lot of different ways as garland, but I just kind of strung it on this vintage sign, and I think this area looks nice and festive. On my island, I kept it pretty simple. I have this tiered tray, which I get so many questions on. I found it at Home Goods, which is not great because I can't link it for you guys. I wish that I could, but they do have a similar one at Hobby Lobby, only it's just 2 tiers instead of the 3. So again, not ideal, but I'll keep my eye out, and if I ever find a link for this tiered tray, I will definitely give it to you guys. Most of the stuff on here is from the Target dollar spot. Again, I have a video up of 3 different ways that I was deciding between to decorate this tiered tray, and this is the farmhouse one that I decided to go with, but I will have the video link down below. I also love the gingerbread one and the Rae Dunn one. I just really love them all, but I decided to go with this one because it went with all of my other decor the best. I was nervous to put my Rae Dunn ornaments on the tree because of my son and my dog, so I just used these little candlestick holders and put them on here. And then I just used a lot of greenery, little houses and bottle brush trees and little signs to fill out this tray. I also just added some seasonal soap to my amber dish dispenser here, which I think looks nice on the counter as opposed to like the cluttered label look. And I have my favorite candle from Anthropologie here. It's called Volcano. And this little tree, I actually originally put it up and it was just plain, and then I made these orange, like dried orange slice ornaments to put on there, which I thought was so cute for a little kitchen tree, and it just gave it a nice pop of color and kind of filled it out a little bit. This galvanized metal container that it's in is from Michaels, and I just loved it. They had a whole bunch of different ones, and then I just put it on this cute little dish towel. Over here is one of my favorite little Christmas nooks. I always keep my KitchenAid over here, and I kind of wanted to just dress it up for the holidays. Christmas really just reminds me of cookies and baking and all that good stuff, so I tried to incorporate all of that in this area. One of my favorite things is this sleigh and reindeer ornament that I have hung up. Those ornaments are from Williams-Sonoma, and so is the big snowflake one. Another thing I love are these little Santa Claus mugs. I don't know if they're like espresso shots technically or something, but I found them at Hobby Lobby and I just thought they were too cute. This little dish towel, North Pole Milk and Cookie Co., was from the Target dollar spot. This little cookie in a jar mix is from Target, and so is this little gingerbread house. I am going to be making this with my son, but I love that the house came pre-built because the hardest part about building a gingerbread house is putting the actual house together, and it'll be perfect for my son and I to do. And it just comes with all of these little bags of decoration, and it also came with icing and different colored icing and stuff like that. So how cute and perfect will that be for Christmas? And then a really simple Christmassy touch that I added to my decor was adding this little rolling pin that I got at Vintage Market Days that just had this chippy red paint. I love that. And what else do we have here? I just added this stick-on vinyl piece that was also in my fireplace decor. I just added that to the wall just to give it a little Christmassy pop. And then I just put a little small wreath on our hood. And over here I just moved our coffee pods out of the way because my coffee display area is a little bit cluttered right now. We're actually out of coffee pods, but I do keep them in here. And I love these 2 mugs from Anthropologie. They just seem very Christmassy to me, and they kind of go with that star. I think they're kind of like the same vibe. And then over here is my little Rae Dunn display slash coffee bar area. And I am just so happy with how this turned out for Christmas this year. I'll go through and kind of explain everything that I have, but this is just like an overview. Down here is a lot of like fillers and just old decor that I have, just like a little wreath, and then that's a Christmas DIY, and I just had like that rusty tin that I put a cheap little tree inside. So if you move up here, this is my little Gingerbread Village area. I have like a little tray where I have some hot cocoa mix that we can add to our coffee or just to make hot chocolate with. And this little chalkboard that I made was a really cute backsplash to this Gingerbread Village, and I just love this look. It looks so snowy and cozy over here, which I love. And then I just kind of decorated using some things that I had, a couple things I picked up this year, but a lot of my Christmas right done. I love this peppermint canister. This is from Michael's. It was actually with all their fall stuff. This little mason jar DIY, I will have linked down below. Those antlers are from Michael's. So is that little yarn spool. This Ray Dunn inspired sign is from Hobby Lobby. This scale here is from Hearth and Hand. I believe they still sell those. And let's see. I love this Mrs. Claus's Kitchen canister as well. This little grain sack bag with the pine is from Walmart. That galvanized tray is from Michael's. Some of these are just antiques and just Ray Dunn stuff. And then up here I just have a piece of garland with some vintage bells that I found antique shopping. And my mercantile sign I always have up there. I think it just looks so pretty. Thank you guys so much for sticking around if you have made it this far. I know it was kind of a long video, but I wanted to make sure I answered everyone's questions and let you guys know where I got everything or how I made everything and instructed you to my DIY videos. I have a bunch of exciting videos coming up this week, so make sure you are subscribed and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.